The year of the tight end continues with Caleb Wilson offering some high-end potential as a receiver for his position. Is the UCLA Bruin being overlooked unfairly? We'll take a closer look next on our 2019 NFL Draft Profile Series hosted by DynastyLeagueFootball.com.
The NFL Draft Profile Series, NFL prospects, break it down, let's get it. People's pen and the gridiron scholar, time to do it major. Let's see who running the field, let's analyze the data. Yeah, let's go.
He was one of the most prolific tight ends in college this past season, leading the position in yardage. But with only 4 touchdowns and only 5 in 24 career games, the lack of finishing things is a big void. However, this is a player who has had a whirlwind of changes happening for him over the past 4 years and isn't yet a finished product. John, are people unfairly overlooking this prospect?
You know, it's very interesting because he's all over draft boards, Andy. I've seen him outside of the top 10, and I've seen him as high as number 5 from some well-respected draftniks and draft experts. I have him at number 5. I'm rather bullish on Caleb Wilson. I clearly think he's an overlooked pass-catching prospect. Don't get me wrong, he's not an inline blocker, and we're going to talk about that. But he has some skills that are going to translate to the NFL that I like a lot. He's the son of an NFL coach who was a 12th round draft pick in 1992. He's also the high school teammate of Arizona quarterback Khalil Tate. He originally committed to Old Dominion to play quarterback, but he enrolled at USC where his father coached. When his dad was fired, he transferred to UCLA. So Caleb Wilson has taken a very interesting path to come to the NFL level. But in 2018, he was all Pac-12 first team, all Pac-12 academic, all honorable mention, and all-American second team by the Sporting News and CBS Sports. He established single-season team records for a tight end with 60 catches for 965 yards. He finishes the nation's top tight end in receptions per game at 5, receiving yards per game at over 80, and total receiving yards, which you had mentioned, Andy. So we are talking about a prolific pass catcher. In his career, he had 114 career receptions. He averaged 14.7 yards per reception. And last year, he had a 25% target share. I like all of those numbers for a tight end coming into the league. But at the combine, he really illustrated superior athletic ability for a tight end and the 40-yard dash, 3-cone drill, and 20-yard shuttle. So now my film work and production matched his athletic ability at the combine. Hey, he's 6'4", 240 pounds. A little bit light. It would be great if he could play at 250, but I'm not sure if he would keep the athletic ability. But at that size, he creates mismatches all over the gridiron. He's too fast and athletic against linebackers and too long and lean versus safeties. What I like about him is he identifies openings in zone coverage, and he settles down. He gives his quarterback a target. He has strong hands and catches passes through contact. He's a very good high point receiver at 6'4". He's got very good body control and strength for this frame. He adjusts well to poorly thrown balls. He's tough. He ventures into the middle of the defense and he'll take a pop and he'll hold on to it. He has very good spatial awareness. Now, he's not an inline blocker. You're not going to line this guy up against Von Miller or a great defensive end in the run game and tell him to clamp down. So there are some holes in his game. But I believe he's a third-round draft pick. I like this player. I kind of comp him to Evan Ingram. He has really big upside in the right system, but he does have to land in the right system. Andy, what do you think about this Bruin receiver?
Well, you said a lot of the things I was going to say in my notes, so I'll try to work off of what you had said here. A lot of it, I agree with you. I'm bullish on him myself. I mean, to me, he's a tweener. He's a big receiver and a small tight end. I think it goes back to his lineage with his dad being a defensive lineman. As you mentioned, was a quarterback and wide receiver in high school, switched positions, has switched colleges now, has learned different programs. I mean, he was on his way to a breakout sophomore campaign when he unexpectedly had an ankle injury. But you go back when he was playing with Josh Rosen, basically his second year playing the tight end position. His most notable game was that opening week comeback, which was on national television against Texas A&M, where he tallied 208 yards on 15 receptions. However, again, with all that volume, no touchdowns. So that's the one concern I have for him, is that he hasn't really been able to find the end zone for as much work as he's seen in college, especially when he's been like the primary target. You go back to this past season in particular for UCLA. But we're talking about primarily on this series fantasy relevance. And for the tight end position, he offers something few other tight ends can match, and that is to be a high-volume receiver. He's shown he can do it. So I think he has a lot more value than people are actually giving him credit for. We've talked a lot about the Patriots with Rob Gronkowski retiring and just their tendency to, want to build their offense around tight ends, I think Caleb Wilson kind of fits that role for what they're looking for. Somebody that can get a little later, they don't have to pay up for. Nobody's going to really associate him with the Patriots. He's got the lineage with his father being a pro and, the coach's son and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when you boil it all down, this is a guy who had put up major production while going through a myriad of changes and is still trying to master playing tight end in its entirety. As I said, he's a tweener right now as a pure receiver, and I'm really curious, is this a guy who, when we re-rank this class 5 years from now, should have been more deserving of our attention right here today in 2019? Until time tells, what do you think? Are you high on Caleb Wilson? Are you not even considering him? Is this the first time you've even heard the name Caleb Wilson? Let us know. Leave it in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up for a like. Subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying any of the videos we're covering. 50 in total for this series, 45 individual. And go check out John's other written work on footballdiehards.com. See some other great articles and listen to some great podcasts right here on Dynasty League Football. And you can check out my newly launched expandtheboxscore.com, where we have every touch for every Division I player. And you can compare and contrast and see stats like you've never seen them before, including targets, red zone efficiency, and the like. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed this one, and hope you'll check out the rest of the series.